All the riding gear is rusty, all the girths and straps are dusty, and the saddle's old and mouldy where it's hanging on the wall, and the stockwhip on the bridle on their pegs are hanging idle, and old Boko comes no longer to the slip rails when I call. No, because his bones are lying where I lay beneath him dying, when the game old stock horse blundered, had a jump and broke his neck. And I got an awful smashing when the poor old fellow crashing through the timber crushed me under to a bruised and sightless wreck. With his single eye to guide him, very few could live beside him, though he was no thoroughbred, just a common grass-fed moke. And we held the reputation, cracked scrub dashes on the station. You could track us through the mulga by the timber that we broke. And the day I got the buster was just after Bangtail muster. I had asked the boss's daughter to become head stockman's wife. She had answered, "I am ready, if you'll promise to be steady, if you'll give up drink and fighting and lead a decent life." And from that our quarrel started. Both grew angry and we parted, and that night I started drinking at the shanty on the flat, where the OP grog is snaky, and next day, all wild and shaky, I rode over to a picnic that I knew she would be at. She was there, all mirth and gladness, but I mastered my sullen madness, held aloof and would not see the sorrow growing in her eyes. All about was gay and busy, while my brain was hot and dizzy, when an old man kangaroo went bounding past across the rise. Spurs and bits and stirrups jingled, and a loud confusion mingled as we urged our dogs and horses fresh and eager for the fray. Horses too, with plenty breeding, but that old bush horse was leading, and once we left the open country, Boko showed them all the way. One Tree Hill and Dry Box Hollow taxed their horsemanship to follow. At the old marsupial fence I had them pounding at their top. As the big roo cleared the wire, my blood was all on fire. I could hear the others yelling, calling out for me to stop. It was only stupid flashness, only drunken harebrained rashness. I looked back to see the others drawing rein away behind. Then I laughed and spurred him to it, but he struck and toppled through it, and when they pulled me from beneath him, he was dead, and I was blind. When I woke to know my blindness, then I woke to know her kindness, for she sat beside my bed and bandaged up my shattered brow, whispering, "Let me help you bear it. I was wrong, and I will share it. Won't you have me, for I love you just as much as ever now?" And she would have shared my sorrow through the night that has no morrow, but I loved her far too well to let her be a cripple's bride. Now at times when I am able just to wander to the stable, where I sit and dream of Boko and many a merry ride, I can hear her children playing, I can hear the horses neighing, I can hear the stock whips cracking as the cattle reach the yard. And though my eyes may glisten, all is but one dark prison, and the gates to light and gladness shall be nevermore unbarred. Yes, the riding gear is rusty, the girths and straps are dusty, and while Boko's bones are bleaching, there are colts upon the plain, fiery colts just fit for breaking, but my heart is sadly aching, for I know that I shall never ride to show the way again.